I played my first Blitz in 1996.
I played my first Blitz in 87.
I think 2005.
2015.
In 85 or 86.
And I played my first Blitz in 2003.
I played my first Blitz in 1989. Won my first one in 1991. Mic drop and we're done.
Stubbornness.
Basketball skills in there somewhere. Someone who's resilient, someone who's able to take what's thrown at them on the day, in terms of weather and in terms of teammates.
Oh, well, you have to be ready for the weather anyway, first of all.
Able to score, can get up and down the court, but can still take the punishment that is the Blitz.
Go with whatever rules are being enforced on the day.
Well, definitely, with it being outdoor basketball, being hardy is definitely important. And also, not getting too frustrated with the refs. It'd be a few questionable calls.
Someone who's tough, can handle the conditions outdoors, score with the wind, and against the wind is usually helpful.
Now, getting out of the way.
I think my ability to be able to be at the first game, because I live so close. Sometimes you can arrive up and half your team's missing. So I think that's one of my strong traits.
Slowing the game down.
The fact that regardless of referees' decisions, I can just get on with it and get on with the next play. There's obviously some iffy enough refs every year, questionable calls or lack thereof. So it's the fact that I just forget about it and move on is, I think, my best Blitz trait.
Turning up.
I like to classify myself as a bit hardy. It's not really a shooter's game, the Blitz, with it being outdoor, the ball can get pretty heavy. So, just being allowed to be a bit more physical and getting away with it is always handy.
I take it way too seriously.
Paul Kelly was pretty good. Mudge likes to think he is, but he isn't.
I'll tell you it's not anyway. It's not James Kinnear, even though he probably thinks it is.
Mark Lucknan, I think. Cuilinn Darvin, but don't put this out with Cuilinn Darvin because he'll love that if he hear that.
Gonna have to give that one to Dylan. He gets a lot of stick off a lot of other lads down the Blitz, but I'd give him the best trash talker.
Mudge was always pretty good. Now look, as a referee, talks really good trash.
I haven't been near him, but my suspicion is Sean Kelly could be up there whenever he shows up.
Glenn Hines is pretty legendary at the trash talk. Of course, there's Nullig. I don't think anyone can top Nullig. Yeah, it's got to be Nullig Cunningham.
I'd say probably my first Blitz, I wasn't included in the draw because I was probably a bit too young, but again, I was just kind of hanging around and there mightn't have been a full team, players missing, so I got to sneak in that way and got to get my first Blitz under my belt. So.
The time you and I won it, Cian, 2004, I think that was, it was my first Christmas back after moving to the States, and I was allowed captain a team. And we won it. And that is still my standout Blitz memory.
Probably, I don't know what year it was. I was young and I was on John Cunningham's team and we were down in the front court in the front of the school and he made a half-court shot on the buzzer to win.
The one win I have, being in the Hall of Shame, was dreadful. So it made Christmas really hard.
I have to say, beating my brother Paul's team in the semi-final a few years ago was definitely a good one. Haven't won one yet now, so I can't say winning one, but that's definitely the goal for this year.
The year of the Snow Blitz, when won the final and it was bucketing down with snow. Just too many of them now. Haven't won it in 10 years or something, so they're all sore.
Losing semi-finals. I lost one final, so that has to be up there, but I need to get over the line this year, so I'll get my first win.
Probably a few years ago when Chris McInerney called a ghost foul when I blocked Nullig when we were 1 point up with 2 seconds to go, and Nullig somehow fluked 2 free throws to win the game. So that's probably the one that sticks out.
Oh, the first Blitz I came to, I watched it and my dad played in it and he dislocated his shoulder during a match. And that was the only time he's ever played basketball.
I'm in the Hall of Fame. I don't really have any bad memories.
Time where everyone is usually back home and you get to see people who might be abroad or home at Christmas time, and you get together and play some basketball and have a few drinks after.
I think the camaraderie, seeing everyone again, I think especially when I lived overseas, coming back home, seeing the old crew again and catching up, there's something really special about it.
I mean, it's just meeting people, to be honest. Meeting, so many players that I've coached over the years that they're not around or they're gone, or the tradition just brings so many people back that you haven't seen for so long, and they're all that they, and they all come back because they love the game and they love the tradition of the Blitz, and then just a chance to have a chat and to talk to people you haven't seen in ages.
Favorite thing would just be the whole community aspect of it. You get to see lads that you haven't seen in a few years, and just everybody playing. It goes on to there. John Hackett, he's a guy that I would have played underage with for 12 years, and I was chatting to him 2 days ago, and it was automatically playing each other in the Blitz is definitely a highlight of Christmas. So looking forward to that.
I guess the fact that you get to play with people that you would have played with underage, they maybe have moved away or taken an interest in another sport to play seriously, and they've kind of fallen out of playing basketball competitively. It's nice to have everyone back around that doesn't get to play throughout the season, or you don't get to see around, come down and play and remind you why they did choose that other sport.
Just seeing everyone, you might not see someone for a while, you might not see someone for one end of the year to the next, but catching up with people at the Blitz and kind of the fact that people wander in throughout the day, it's a great occasion.
Crack. Just the community and the cracking coming down, being able to, run up and down the court, have a bit of fun and see people that you mightn't have seen for a year, probably since the last Blitz.
The tradition around it, it's been going for 60 odd years, so the fact that it's still going, it doesn't matter what the weather is, everyone shows up. I draw lines.
Probably me. I gave it up about 10 years ago because I was so bad.
I'm going to say Paul O'Brien, just because he gets tick about something like early on in the day and doesn't forget about it, and he just screws whoever he wants to screw, and that's just the way it is.
Nolik.
It'd have to be either one of the Lineses or Paul O'Brien.
I say it's a toss-up. One of the Cuillinghams, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one. My two brothers, Paul and Sean, both have one, so they have the bragging rights around Christmas. So I need to get out of there this year.
There's not much to describe, really. It's tough. It's really tough to be coming in every year and seeing your name on that list. It used to be a bit easier when the likes of Chris Mack, who playing for years and years, and he was on it, but I think he got off recently. So I think I'm going to be one of the new targets now.
Exciting, cold, fun.
Tough, weather dependent, and fun.
Tough, unbelievable, and Moycullen.
Weather, crack, community.
Slippery when wet.
See you at the Blitz.
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 See you at the Blitz.